Welcome back to Houston Newsmakers and our conversation with Clarence Sasser, who received the highest military award for valor, the Medal of Honor, for his actions as a medic in Vietnam in January 10th to be exact, of 1968. We talked about that day, and I noticed his reluctance to embrace the label of hero, and instead, he sees himself as a medic who was just doing his job. Listen here to his description of what took place and the official recognition supported by witnesses on the ground.
So word came down that we needed to go check this area out. And so they called in a bunch of choppers. I think it was 17, 18 of them. And they loaded us up as a company on the choppers. And they went to the area where they wanted us to check out. The area was a rice paddy that was bordered on three sides by wood lines. So we went in and we started going in, and I think I was on the fourth chopper, because I was medic for the first platoon, and we loaded like that. So one of them got knocked down. We already have other folks, guys, on the first couple of choppers on the ground, so the rest of us had to go in. We couldn't leave them there. Mm-hmm. And fire started coming in, and I got hit getting off the chopper, but it wasn't really all that bad. It was more like a crease in the leg getting off the choppers. So. But at that point, we had to go in, and we spent the rest of the day there. This was about 10:30 that morning. We spent the rest of the day in the rice paddy. Mm-hmm. Couldn't move, couldn't do anything.
Because of fire coming from all sides?
Yes.
His company was making an air assault when suddenly it was taken under heavy small arms, recoilless rifle, machine gun, and rocket fire from well-fortified enemy positions on three sides of the landing zone. During the first few minutes, over 30 casualties were sustained. Without hesitation, Specialist Sasser ran across an open rice paddy through a hail of fire to assist the wounded. After helping one man to safety, he himself was painfully wounded in the left shoulder by fragments of an exploding rocket. Refusing medical attention, he ran through a barrage of rocket and automatic weapons fire to aid casualties of the initial attack, and after giving them urgently needed treatment, continued to search for other wounded.
You as a medic, though, you have a responsibility. You have people out there hurt, and I've read some of your accounts, and you just said you were just doing your job.
Well, that's all it was. As I said, I was sort of aware of what was going on, but as a platoon medic, they were my guys. My job was to do for them what I could do.
Despite two additional wounds immobilizing his legs, he dragged himself through the mud toward another soldier 100 meters away. Although in agonizing pain and faint from loss of blood, Specialist Sasser reached the man, treated him, and proceeded on to encourage another group of soldiers to crawl 200 meters to relative safety. There he attended their wounds for 5 hours until they were evacuated.
If they were able to go on, you needed them to get out of this. So your job became even more than what you think it would be. It became your survival too. And that was what I said, come on, told a couple of guys when I got to them and everything, and did what I could for them and everything. If it was a minor wound, come on, man, pick up that weapon and let's get to firing so we can get out of here. Or at least hold them off until we could get help. We were laying there in the rice paddy that night, and we had finally, under the cover of darkness, got into some wood line where we had a little protection at and everything, and we were waiting on help to come. Occasional sporadic gunfire, you raise your head up, we're really taking a chance. But I was in a group, I think it was 5 of us that night, and they told me then, Doc, we gonna put you in for a medal.
Specialist Sasser's conspicuous gallantry and extraordinary heroism are in keeping with the highest traditions of the military service and reflect great credit upon himself, his unit, and the United States Army.
He would leave the Army 3 months later, head back to Rosharon where a new life was waiting, a life that was still full of promise. Back in the United States after his 2-year enlistment, which included Vietnam and a Medal of Honor, it was back to school for a while, another job before landing at the Veterans Administration in Houston, handling disability issues for the next 27 years. He doesn't talk about his experience in Vietnam very much, quite frankly, because some of the memories just make it tough to do.
It never gets easy. It never gets easy. And I guess in later years it seemed to be a little bit harder and everything, but...
Why do you say that a little bit harder in later years?
Well, because you know, at 45, you don't ever think your life going in, you know, but when you get 75 is, you see the end, you know. It becomes a probably waiting to die type situation, you know. That's what it boils down to.
Back in the United States, it was time to face a different reality, one of fame and responsibility as a Medal of Honor recipient, and he says the additional responsibility of being an African-American Medal of Honor winner.